Good morning, everyone. As some of you may know, I'm recovering from an operation I had on Friday morning, the 26th, and I think I tried to film this before I left, but obviously I was anxious and my cat wasn't cooperating. So rather than try and stitch together that one with filming it from where I was going, I'm just gonna keep going with this one. So this is the Get to Know Me tag, also known as the TMN tag, TMI, TNM. Don't mind me if I say anything off. Do not mind me. Anyways, this is from Color Me Stress Free, and she did it 5 years ago, but while I was tag shopping, I came upon this one. I'm not ready to do the If My Coloring Books Had Personalities or Coloring Book Confessions yet. I tried, but my head's not there right now. This one, though, I can relate to. I also know there's many kinds of videos I could do, finished work, like the first half of 2026, other stuff. But right now, I have actually kind of set a deadline for myself to finish this page in Circle of Life, like by the end of today. It's for a group collab on Instagram, and I'm using Albrecht Dürer for the base layer, and I've never color family ordered my Albrecht Dürer before. I'm doing it using Teresa Ivanore's color chart as usual, and if she's on YouTube, I'll tag her. And I'm going to tag 5 people to do this. I'm going to tag, and I'll put the list in the description: Helen Heartworks, Coloring with Tani, Auntie Chris, Art by Ali J, and Ivy Pearl CleverSwirl. So let's get started here so that I can hopefully get this swatching done, and we'll see how long it takes to do it. Maybe I can actually start coloring or not. Okay, so just looking for my light flush. Don't mind me. Okay. So where were we? We were at number 1. What am I wearing? Well, I'm wearing my blue, dusky blue unicorn pajamas with, unicorn. Let me see if I can show a, see? And a pink, coat. It has a cow on it. My rose quartz ring. I was going to polish my nails with my rose quartz nail polish, but again, time's of the essence. And maybe when I finally get caught up to my works in progress and my whatever, I'll have time to do other stuff. Ever been in love? Yes, many times. And I, quote unquote, fell out of love just as many times. And now I am happily single. So, and I don't foresee myself changing that anytime soon. So that is the answer to that. All right, what is this? Beige red. 132? Yes. Okay. Ever had a terrible breakup? I always think about what would my ex blah blah blah, like what would that particular ex think if I said this in public? I mean, he probably wouldn't care. I mean, he'd probably blame me, and I suppose in the sense that I'm the one that ended the relationship, that would be accurate. I would say yes, because I had to, and I don't know how much of my personal business I want to put on the internet. Not sure I feel safe doing that yet. So let's just say yes. More than one. Where is the... I just misplaced a pencil. Okay. Well, I guess I did. Where could it have fallen? Oh, it fell down here. Okay. How tall am I? I'm 5'8". How much do I weigh? Well, since that changes depending on what I'm eating or whether I'm eating. For example, I don't have much of an appetite right now. Because, you know, I'm recovering from surgery, but I am under the care of medical professionals, so no need to worry. Any tattoos? No. I love tattoos on other people, but I haven't been able to commit to an image myself. Yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be getting these wet. Okay. Any piercings? Oh no. I should be getting some water over here. I am not prepared. Hang on. I've learned how to pause. Okay. Well, I fixed that. It will be imperfect, but that's okay. All right. Where was I? Any piercings? I have 3 in each ear and a nose ring. OTP? I don't know what that is. I'll have to ask. Color me stress-free. Favorite show? Well, I don't really watch TV anymore. So that would be like favorite YouTube channel, but maybe she asked that later. So, I mean, I'm going to say it's a toss-up between the X-Files and Stranger Things. Okay. Favorite bands or musical artists? Well, I don't think any of you would know these because I listen to genres like dark ambient and drum and bass. Half the time, I don't even necessarily know the name of the artist. I'm looking for there we go, salmon colored pencil. Yeah. I mean, there's a drum and bass artist named Giuliano Rodriguez that I like. See, I don't like look up. I'm trying to think the last search I did for a band. Drab Majesty, which is kind of like goth rock. Yeah, sorry, I'm just not very contemporary. Well, it's not even that I'm not contemporary, it's that lately I've been listening to mostly scary story podcasts to keep my mind occupied, you know? Okay, number 11, something I miss. Geez, what don't I miss? I have been through a lot of lifestyle changes voluntarily. Well, let's just say I miss the freedom of my younger days when I could just get up and go and like do day-long hikes, but I know that I could still do that. It's just takes more energy, and also, you know, if this procedure was, this procedure was to address the root cause of my anemia, and if it was successful, then I should start getting my energy back. So we'll see. Okay, I don't know what number this is. Oh, number 12, favorite song. Again, I'm not really the kind of person who's like, oh, I want to hear this song, I need to hear that song. Yeah, it's a challenge about answering other people's hashtags. If you're outside the norm, like me, you may not be able to relate to some stuff that most people can relate to. So I didn't like pre-screen all these questions, but honestly, I don't have a favorite song. I mean, yeah, I don't have a favorite song that I like listen to from start to end and then feel better. Okay. How old am I? Well, let's just say those of you who know, and it's not a big secret, but I don't know, I guess I'm kind of uncomfortable leaving identifying information on the internet like so easy to find. Okay. I almost wash my paintbrush in my coffee water. Zodiac sign, Leo. It's funny, shout out to Auntie Chris when she was, this is how my brain works. She made a birthday list, and when she asked me, when's your birthday, I thought she was like confirming that I was a Leo because, I don't know, because I said something that a Leo would say. Okay. Number 15, quality I look for in a partner. Jeez, I'm not looking for a partner. So again, you know, shout out to Color Me Stress Free. You know, I hope that more of you can answer these questions than me. Hopefully. Favorite quote. Oh, I have a lot of those. You know, don't tell me what they said about me. Tell me why they felt comfortable saying it to you. Yeah, that's something I learned last year. It's just, I have a lot of favorite quotes. Okay. Favorite actor. Well, again, I don't watch a lot of TV or movies these days because I am coloring, and for me, coloring is like a whole body activity, and if I'm watching content, it's to support my coloring. So is there an actor I can say, oh, I like that person's work? Like, do I get an identity through identifying with an actor? No, not really. Favorite color. No, that I can relate to. I have a lot of favorite colors. Like, you know, not maybe this one, but I like these are colors I'm putting out. Like, I like all these colors. I like colors out of every color family. Favorite color family? Sheesh. I really can't answer that. Yeah. This is funny. This is showing me how different I am, I guess. Where did I put the light magenta that quick? Okay. What's the next one? Loud music or soft? Definitely soft. That's, well, we're talking about volume, right? Because that's something, again, arguing with my daughter all the time. Turn down your music. Some of it, though, just has a really strong, like, beat under it, and it won't matter, the volume. But, you know, in my defense, I mean, I have a very sensitive nervous system. So, you know, I'm not just being difficult. You know, my daughter and I have very different nervous systems. Okay. What's next? Where do I go when I'm sad? now that my home is a safe place, I go home, I go in my shower, I go in my bed. You know, I go to my coloring books. What I don't do is withdraw, because I know to withdraw is not a good idea when I'm feeling sad. So yeah, I do one of those things. The shower always fixes things. All right. Oh, 21. How long does it take me to shower? Well, it depends on what the goal is. If the goal is to, you know, make myself feel better, like the last couple of days when I was in a lot of pain, like I can't take a bath yet. You know, the hot shower relaxed me. That's also because I couldn't get one of my pain medications for like, I don't know, a day or two after the procedure. And once I got that turned things around. So, you know, because I was going to say I was trained to take a 3-minute shower as a kid. So, you know, I know how to do that. Oh my gosh, where did I just put that? Oh yeah, disclaimer, while shooting this video, I am under the influence of pain medication. So if I seem slower or not like my usual self, well, there's a very good reason for that. I definitely don't feel like my normal self, but my daughter said something funny. I was like, man, like, I can't make myself walk faster. She's like, Mom, you walk too fast. Maybe we can go for a walk now. Ha ha. Because, yeah, I'm used to moving really fast. Right now, I can't. Okay. How long does it take me to get ready in the morning? Well, my work day starts in the afternoon. I generally probably give myself like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but probably should leave myself more time because things always stack up. The cat wants attention at the door. Like, I'm hungry. Yeah, it's challenging working in the afternoon, but that's what my job is, so, you know, so be it, right? Okay. Let's see. Aha, we don't have a number 32. I have to find it. Ever been in a physical fight? Nope. 2 girls tried to pick a fight with me when I was in middle school, one at school and one at camp. And, you know, they got one slapping and I swung back so hard they were like, ah, and left me alone. So, wouldn't exactly call that a fight because it didn't go anywhere. They started it, I finished it, end of story. Turn on. I really like people who are non-judgmental, who are accepting of differences, who are not controlling. So, naturally, turn off. Well, people who are judgmental, people who are controlling, and people who are critical. You know, I have enough of that going on inside my own head. I don't need somebody else doing that to me. Okay. The reason I joined YouTube, well, believe it or not, I joined YouTube on January 31st, 2012, and based on the name of my channel, Ambient Landscapes, I was, and you know, what I was doing at that time, I was painting landscapes with acrylics, and my teacher was a post-impressionist, and so he like brought that flavor of, you know, that style of painting, you know, his background. He went to the Art Institute at the time when abstract expressionism was becoming a thing. So I created my YouTube channel. I don't really know why. it lay dormant for a really long time instead of me creating my own content. Like, I didn't create my own contact, and oh my lord, can I even do this? I didn't create my own content until 2 years ago when I uploaded some shorts, and then 2 months ago I finally started uploading videos. Okay. What's next? Biggest fears. Jeez. Kind of belongs to that school of thought that says to name something is to give power to it, but you know, loss of life, loss of mobility, loss of cognitive ability, loss of freedom of choice. So those are a lot of losses I fear. You know, loss of, you know, my daughter, loss of my cat. Yeah, the few people or things I'm attached to, loss of those. Okay. Last thing that made me cry. Geez. I'm not really a crier. My mom is on hospice, and I cried one time over that. My daughter was like out of the apartment, and I guess I felt safe enough to cry because I don't really want to expose her to my grief. Also, the reason she's on hospice is because she has an illness that she refused to treat. So it's a very complicated situation because, like, she chose this outcome. Nevertheless, you know, I did cry over it, but you know, just the whole series of events, like the choices she made that led to this outcome, you know, the choices my dad made as to when to tell me, you know, when he decided to tell me about this, and you know, the real life events that I was facing. Yeah, the last time you said I love you, I mean, I say it to my daughter as often as I can remember to. I did not grow up in a demonstrative family, so yeah, that wasn't something we said to each other. And I often tell I've told my cat, do you know how much I love you? Of course, well, the cat, I don't know, she's always by my side, so she understands on some level. Okay. Meaning behind your YouTube name. I think I already went over that, but Ambient Landscapes. You know, when I learned to paint, I wanted to learn how to give an atmospheric backdrop or background to my drawings. And I do have some, you know, I have a lot of paintings we did in class, you know, where we were learning, oftentimes not from a photo, but from like a painting that my instructor did. So it was very abstract in that sense, but I did paint my own painting of Mordor. It's across the room. Maybe I'm not going to get it right now just because I need to stay focused, but yeah, Ambient Landscapes was representative of an art goal I had. Last book I read. Okay. Now I love to read books, so this is a question I can finally sink my teeth into. Which will require me to think, to remember what was the last book I read. I'm having a hard time remembering because I know the book I'm reading now. So I don't know what the last book I read, but again, I'm under the influence of pain medication, and I have a Goodreads where I keep track of all this. So maybe it'll come back to me, but maybe it won't. I mean, theoretically, maybe I shouldn't be making this video now, but I kind of want to document this point in my life, you know? So in the future, when I doubt myself, I can go, no, Alanta, you know, this is what it was like when you couldn't remember and you had an excuse, so don't be hard on yourself. Okay, so book I'm currently reading is called In Cold Eternity by S.A. Barnes, and it's a science fiction kind of space horror movie about this kind of like vessel ship, like arc ship that has these frozen people on it, and the girl, the woman who's she's like, she was a political figure, and somehow something went wrong, and she had to run, and she got this job aboard this spacecraft, you know, and like she wasn't supposed to be there, so she was working under the table, and you know, I'm still reading it, but right now we're finding out like there's these holograms on the ship, holographic people, and right now we're finding out, you know, what's the real story behind them. So that's kind of I can tell you about the genre I like. I like science fiction, space horror. Yeah, that's my jam. Last show I watched, I don't remember. Like I said, I don't really have time these days to watch TV. I do not mindless coloring, so I can't really like put a show on and watch. I'll put a show on about the book I'm coloring or the pencil I'm using and like watch and listen, but I don't really have time to distract myself these days. Last person I talked to, by which form? Chat, email, out loud with my daughter. She lives with me. Man, this is making me tired. Okay. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay. All right, what's the next question? Relationship to the last person I texted. Gosh. I have to think about whether or not I want to reveal that information to the public, but you know, I guess, you know, there's only so much I can cover up for so long, so I'll just, you know, speak in generalities and people can make assumptions. But the last person I texted was my sponsor this morning because she invited me to a women's meeting last night, and it was past my bedtime, and you know, I wasn't gonna yeah, I mean, I just responded this morning. I saw it last night, and I said, yeah, I was heading to bed last night. We do this thing where we exchange gratitude lists in the morning, and I tried to do that. I haven't done mine yet today. Maybe I should have done it before I started this process, but with the cat, it's kind of got to take the time when I have it. So, okay. Let's see. Favorite food. Well, again, you know, my diet is kind of messed up right now due to the surgery and the pain medication, but oh, I know. I was having a craving for mashed potatoes yesterday, and I may go to the store and see if I can get some either pre-made mashed potatoes or some in a box, but I'm lucky I live across the street from a grocery store and they have prepared food, so I may go and get some. Yeah. Okay. Place I want to visit. You know, I think about visiting places all the time, but I know that visiting takes time and money and stamina and energy, and also, you know, it means I got to stop what I'm doing, and I don't know that any of that is more important to me to what I'm doing right now. Like, I basically said, you know, over the summer, I want to focus on spending time with my cat, staying at home, to focusing on my coloring. Like, I can't do that during the school year, so mean, a fantasy where I didn't have any, you know, care, all my needs were being taken care of, like the Olympic Peninsula, like the rainforest in the Olympic Peninsula, Japan. So there are 2 places I'd like to visit. Okay. I'm looking for red violet. That's blue violet. That's burnt carmine. This is, I guess, dark indigo. Maybe I overlooked it. Last place I was. I mean, I was in the hospital. You know, I never spent the night in the hospital before, so that was a new experience for me. Yeah. It was an interesting experience. Let's just say that. Okay. Do I have a crush? No. Like I said, I'm single by choice. Even maybe as a resistance piece, because people are like, what about sober dating? You know, no, I don't think there's such a thing. Like, you know, I used to say courtship because, you know, at least, you know, that's leading to something serious, but right now, no. Okay. Last time I kissed someone, literally like over 4 years ago in March 2022. My, how do I say this? My, okay, brain, focus. My pattern with destructive relationships had gotten so bad that, you know, I had to, you know, when I ended my last relationship, I had to make some serious changes in my life. And honestly, you know, I got a cat within the last year. I'm good. You know, I'm good for now. Okay. All right, where are we at? Last time I was insulted. Well, that's, you know, I may say this person insulted me, and they may say, no, they didn't, you're misunderstanding. So, who gets to define an insult? I mean, I used to spend a lot of my time volunteering for doing volunteer service, and I started looking at how this volunteer service was consuming all my creative energy, and I made some decisions. Like, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna build my YouTube channel, then, you know, I'm gonna have to make some other choices here. And I remember my mentor called me and had a conversation with me about, I don't know what, maybe, I don't know, I did or didn't do something he didn't like. Like, I refuse to, like, sit in a room and listen to people that I think are being willfully, like, who don't want to change for the better, when that room is, the purpose of that room is to change for the better. And the last time he called me, he tried to tell me something, and I explained to him that it's not my job to hold space for these people. You know, so I guess I kind of felt that was an insult, because he was attributing, like, just because he chooses to engage in that role doesn't mean there's something wrong with me if I choose not to. I hope that made sense to somebody. Favorite sweet. Geez. Well, yesterday I was craving chocolate. I didn't give in to it, but Sometimes I just want a simple bar of chocolate, but like this coffee is coconut chocolate, so I find my ways, you know? Okay, let's see. What's next? What instruments do I play? Well, currently I don't play any, but I've played the recorder, the flute, and the saxophone, and I've sang. Right now I'm really focusing on learning, you know, different artistic mediums like colored pencils, you know, watercolor pencils. Like I have this, as you can see, full set of Albrecht Dürer, and I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with them. You know, I think I've mentioned this before. When I first joined the coloring community, I bought supplies, you know, that I wasn't able to use for the first 5 years because I was just starting my teaching career. So that is way off base from what instruments do you play. So sorry if you were expecting me to make logical sense. I think I've said before that my brain does not work that way. Okay. Favorite piece of jewelry. Well, I mean, I love jewelry. There's this ring here. I'm wearing this really cool necklace. I don't think I could. Well, there you go. It's a pendant. I just love jewelry as a form of self-expression. I've made jewelry before. I don't really have like a favorite piece. I mean, there's my cross, but I mean, that to me is not really jewelry. I don't really like take it off. It's a Russian 3-bar cross, but I don't really consider that jewelry. But I suppose by those definition, that would be my favorite one. Okay, we are getting down here. Last sport I played. Okay, well, I don't really like sports. I grew up in a sporty family. You know, the kids at school are always trying to get me to play soccer or basketball with them. You know, or baseball, because part of my job means supervising kids out on the play yard. So I was either playing with the kids at work. I mean, my cat, of all creatures, my cat likes to play. My cat likes to play catch. So, yeah. Okay. I think we're getting down to it. Last song I sang. Honestly, I don't remember if I sing songs or spontaneous. Honestly, these days I make up a lot of songs. Like I sing to my cat and I just kind of make up nonsensical lyrics. I mean, yeah, I just kind of chant or I've noticed my daughter does that too. So I guess part of what the cat's function is she keeps things. Now, where was the black? Here we go. Teagle. Lighthearted in my household. Okay. Favorite chat up line? Well, I'm not a guy, and I kind of have like strong ideas about the role of men and women, but so I'm gonna have to contextualize that. Geez, I'm really like sensitive about propriety, so I'm trying to think of like icebreaker or conversation starter. Like, when was the last time I reached out to someone? Honestly, if I'm gonna like text someone new, it's usually because, hey, you know, I'd like to join your Instagram group. Yeah, so that goes to show you how quiet my life has become. Okay. Have I ever used it? I mean, yeah, you know, I'm on Instagram all the time and I see, you know, coloring groups I want to be a part of. I know that's probably, you know, that's probably not a really good answer to this question, but part of the beauty of answering these questions is we can interpret them as we want. So number 49, we're almost done. Last time I hung out with anyone. Well, I went for a walk with my daughter on Father's Day. I'm kind of in a phase right now where I don't really hang out with people. You know, like I said, I mean, I hang out with my cat, or like, here we go, purple violet. Yeah, I mean, if I am a very goal-oriented person, if hanging out doesn't move me closer to my goals, you know, then I'm not going to do it. Oh, I guess my sponsor, we went out to lunch the other day, like the day before my surgery. So, you know, like I said, I have 2 major events going on right now, like my mom being on hospice and then this surgery. So she's definitely been like a support for me. And then last one, who should answer these questions next? As I said, I have a list. So I'm going to tag Helen Heartworks, Coloring with Tanny, Auntie Chris, Art by Ali J, and Ivy Pearl. This is a coloring tag that I did dig up from 5 years ago in my search for a tag. I know there's other ones out there that I was looking at, like packing my suitcase and what happened here? I was thinking about doing a packing my bag for the hospital version of that, but I didn't. It's kind of I'm still kind of getting my feet wet here in terms of being a content creator, but I think that's a good place to leave it at. I appreciate you coming with me on this slower journey today. I'm looking for my little remote because that's kind of part of my thing where I like to click off. Here it is. So I appreciate you coming with me on this journey. And here comes my daughter. So that's the end. Perfect timing. Bye-bye.